Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Last run easy, but a little neat synergy with the Cambion Conception Blood Rights build. X-Jaw K4MQ. Stats are very, very average, in my opinion, right off the get-go here. Not a bad thing, 10 rate of fire, 3.54 damage. Curse of the Unknown right off the bat is a little spooky, no doubt about that. But nothing truly spectacular here. Except for Mr. Meeseeks maybe being able to steal some items from the shops, but I don't even feel good saying the shops. You know, I don't know if you have this in other parts of the world, but definitely in North America. I can't speak for the U.S., but I'm sure that it exists there, because, you know, the U.S. and Canada are culturally pretty similar for the most part, but, you know, there are people who almost become British, if that makes sense, just from watching British television. I don't know, I just had a weird, like, ew reaction when I said from the shops. It's like, I don't know. We get it, you watch coupling instead of friends, and then, you know, I'm gonna pop down to the shops, do you want anything? Yeah. There's only like 2 countries, well, maybe 3 countries on Earth that it happens to in North America. The obvious ones are England and France. You know, there will be people who are like, you know, I spent, I summered in Paris last year, and you're like, nah, you didn't. You took a 10-day vacation to Paris, okay? Susan, you work in accounts receivable here. It's not, I'm not trying to, you know, make you feel bad, but simultaneously, why are you trying to make it seem like it was life-changing? You know, you ate at McDonald's near the Champs-Élysées. And then, you know, there's people, yeah, I do think that they do it for England as well a little bit, but the other one is definitely Italy. It's like the old European setup. The trifecta. I wonder if they have that in other parts. Oh, actually, you know what? I mean, obviously, another one that comes up now and then is Japan, for sure. But I wonder if people do that for Canada. Is there anybody, like, in Japan who's, like, you know, they speak Canadian? Probably because they watch my videos. Just kidding. My demographics are predominantly North America and Western Europe. Oh, careful. Not a secret room? Well, why am I wasting all my freaking bombs then? I don't even know why I took my reflection, I suppose, but I just figured, I don't know, maybe it's worth a look here, and Mr. Meeseeks has done good work, but will probably not give us anything else, would be my guess. We'll take a stab at it. Dude, I don't know. Go for the blanket. Wow, it's just that easy. So we know we've got more HP now. I'd actually love to get the, I was just gonna say, I'd love to get the 15 cents. I mean, blue candle seems awesome, of course, but why not just grab PhD for a temporary passive benefit? We don't really need the lover's card. Let's telepills right now. They're not gonna take me to an error room, told you. So we're gonna miss out on a boss item. But on the bright side, we got the magnet, dude. Oh, look at that. That's not so bad, actually, now that I think about it. Okay. Okay. Less okay, but still pretty good. Alright, we're starting to run out of keys, but we got one back. You know, I don't really want to fight these guys right now. I'll pop down one of these, look for maybe a Spirit Heart, and then I'll save our bombs and move on. Dude, I don't know. That was probably worth more than a boss item, to be honest. Now, could we have had both? I would say yes. Dude, we must have been super low on HP, too, because we got a Spirit Heart. And we bought the blanket. And then we, I mean, I don't know, maybe we were on 1.5? That's tough. Yeah, PhD doesn't give you any, but... Oh, well, I mean, that went very well. I got, like, actually 0 complaints. Except our HP and our DPS. But, like, we got a lot of stuff kind of in the middle of the road there that's pretty solid. So I am going to go to our shop first. And we'll continue to try to pick up, like, middling stuff, I guess. Yo, great track record so far. Starter deck is good stuff. Although we do have PhDs, so I guess it's kind of a slight whiff. I'll take BFFs, and you know what? I'll even take Buddy in a Box to make BFFs a little bit better. Oh, what happened, dude? One of the things, it ricocheted. And the relic is lovely as well. Okay, so we're starting to get somewhere. We need more HP and more damage. And I wouldn't say it's unfortunate necessarily, but we're kind of in a very, very slightly tricky spot for this deal with the devil. Maybe we could pick up some spirit hearts and, you know, the world's our oyster, but... Yo! Oh my god. The amount of money we've picked up early on this run is so impressive. This run has really turned out. What was I talking about? Oh, right. Judging other people for their cultural identities. You know, it is what it is. I mean, I've been the same way. You know, I've been to Sweden, and when I went to Sweden, you know, I was there for... I have a bad habit of, like, picking up other people's mannerisms when I speak to them for a while. So definitely, like, after being in Sweden for a few days and talking to predominantly Swedish people, I picked up almost a Swedish affectation in my voice. And, you know, it's just embarrassing because you're like, this isn't how I talk. It's not that it's better or worse. It's just like, this isn't how I speak. And then in 2 days, all of a sudden, I've got like a little, like a Swedish lilt. I don't know if that's what it's called, but... I was hoping for a battery charge there. It's still like, you know, more power to you. Like, this is going real well. I'm just saying, I see how it happens, but simultaneously stop it. I guess we'll try for the 3-cent thing. Dude, it's working with 100% efficacy, and I'm stoked. We're not gonna be able to buy anything, or from the deal with the devil specifically. But again, you know, we picked up starter deck, BFF, Buddy in a Box, the Relic, Hive Mind, and Sackboy. That's a really impressive haul. That's more than you usually get out of an entire run's worth of shops, by far. And we got it out of a single shop. So, I'm loving life right now. Thank you, Reroll Machine, for sure, for making that possible. And the Relic is now giving us Spirit Hearts, but it's extremely unlikely we'll be able to afford a deal with the devil. It's got to be a deal with the devil that gives us HP, and it's got to give us enough to make it worth the risk in the first place. I don't see it happening, but either way, we should be fine for future deals, whether with Angel or Devil, as a result of the Relic. That's a really solid pickup. Yeah, well, on the bright side, the deal kind of sucked, so we don't feel bad about not taking it. What the heck is 404 baby? You know what makes me irrationally... upset is not the right word, but, you know, irrationally frustrated? Cute error messages. I don't know if you were like this, but you ever, like, get a question, like, you get a test in middle school or something like that, and you don't know the answer to a question, so you write in, like, a joke? Like, what's, you know, 4 times 4? A number larger than 4, Mrs. Jenkins. And you expect that she's gonna be like, wow, I never thought of that, ha 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 ha. See me after class. That's what I feel when I see error messages. YouTube is really bad about it. I know it appears you're insulting YouTube while simultaneously taking part in it as a platform for commerce. Yes, true. But like, when something goes wrong on YouTube, and you've probably seen it if you've been on the site long enough. By the way, YouTube has really good reliability as a consumer. As a creator, there's errors on the back end that, you know, you see I see more frequently than I'd like to see. My least favorite of which being, oops, something went wrong, please try again later. You know, literally like any piece of feedback for the end user I feel would be better, but what do I know, right? I don't work at Google. I just use it every day, multiple times per day, but the YouTube errors that go wrong are when they have an actual error message for the page when it loads. It's always like, Oops, something went wrong. A team of trained monkeys is working on this right now. If you see one, try not to startle them, but then give them this error message. And then it's just like a string of, you know... I mean, it's just a string. But, that is just like... I get it, like, you have fun. You probably have Nerf battles in your office on the regular and etc., etc. And it's a very, very... Oh, thank you. Minor complaint. Discord's the same way. Oops, our servers require more Vespian gas. Dude, just treat me like an adult, okay? Just go like, hey, you know, is broken. Here's what we think is wrong. Please check back later. There's nothing worse than an error message that's, you know, just non-descriptive or deliberately obtuse in a situation where it feels like it doesn't have to be. Like, at least give me some feedback. By the way, I don't want King Baby, but if we get King Baby, it'll give us a new item in its stead, as you can see right there. So we'll try for Black Candle here. This is probably the best Mr. Meeseeks run I've ever had. It's been unbelievably great. We have gotten so many shop items, and now shop items could also be just about anything. Now, our DPS is still at the same, you know... unfortunate level that it's been at for a while here, but one of these days we're maybe gonna get there. Hopefully. I don't know. I hope so. I just like, I honestly think that programming has made me more... You would think that it would make me more understanding of computer errors, and it does in its own way, you know, because now I understand that it's not so easy. You know, you can't just be, why don't you just make it work? But, like, it has made me more anal about some things specifically. And error messages are one of the ones that bothers me the most. Like, when error messages are non-informative or worse, inform you of something that isn't actually the problem. Like, they tell you the problem is on your end when it's on their end. Or maybe the problem is that, you know, there's too many people trying to access something and it tells you, please try again. How about, like, don't try again? Because you're making it harder for everybody, including yourself, to get in. You're making the problem take even longer to deal with. But anyway... That annoys me more than most things now, and I recognize I'm being a little anal about it, but isn't this what this is? Is the Hall of Petty Concerns? I do not really want Bomber Boy for cost, but if I could get it for free, I would take it. I'm gonna buy Blue Baby's only friend, no matter what, probably. We should have per-throwed that for sure. That would have been a better per-throw option. But anyway, Blue Baby's only friend, finally, we got good DPS. But it's just like, when an error message is bad, I'm like, why would you take the time to write it badly? It's like, you wrote that. It's not like it comes bespoke with the program. Like, it just I mean, I guess there are some libraries that just give you, like, here's some pre-programmed error messages, but not the ones that are, like, handwritten. You're, like, handwriting a bad error message. You're just wasting your own time to make everybody else's time be used inefficiently in the future. It makes no sense to me. I'll tell you, if I ever transition out of the YouTube and Twitch industry, maybe my ideal job isn't actually as a programmer. And by the way, this is going to seem insulting to other programmers. I definitely believe that... I mean, we're just going to pop this for sure. But I definitely believe that, you know, it's probably... Well, there's one of, like, two things I would expect is happening. Either changing the error message is a low priority that also requires 100 meetings. Each meeting effectively costing, like, you know, thousands or tens of thousands of dollars in labor just to change something that doesn't actually affect your bottom line. The other one being, well, the guy who programmed the error messages has left, and the whole thing is just held together so tenuously that we don't really want to mess with anything that's not mission critical, because then it might bring the whole system down. Fair enough. It is non-critical, but, like, I was gonna say, maybe my role could actually be as an interface between the end user and the actual programmer themselves with the slightest degree of technical knowledge, and I could be like, hey, This error message is really... I'm not trying to toot my own horn. We got a long way to go, but... You know. Hey, this error message is really garbage. Here's a better one. Not that most people would ever read it to begin with. It doesn't work! And then they just call their service rep or something. People are really bad at troubleshooting. Like myself included, but... I said myself included to be modest, but I don't actually believe I'm bad at troubleshooting. I believe I'm pretty good at troubleshooting. The people, they just never want to believe that it could be turning it off and turning it on again, right? Where's my IT folks out there that have to deal with this? Tech support folks have to deal with this on a regular basis. People lie to tech support. I've done it. I'm not proud of it, but they lie to tech support on a regular basis. Hey, tech support, my internet doesn't work. Have you tried turning your modem on and off again? Yes. Real answer. No, you idiot. That's obviously not the problem. Our internet has like, probably like 99.5% uptime. The few times that it goes down, the problem has literally been solved by plugging it and unplugging it, the modem specifically, literally every one of the times that there's been an issue. That's not to say we couldn't encounter an issue where it doesn't fix it. I'm just saying, a lot of the time, they're not just trying to keep you on the phone for their own enjoyment. That nobody really, you know, you turn it off, you turn it on again, and all of a sudden, everything just is hunky-dory. It's a tale as old as time, my friend. Alright, this run's getting weird, but also fun. It's not really a great Mr. Meeseeks floor. That's the only negative here. But honestly, our bombs, combined with Bomber Boy and Sad Bombs, are doing some incredible work. We'll just AWAS once we... I mean, we're way behind schedule for Boss Rush, but we'll AWAS once we get to our item room, because our shop doesn't contain an item pedestal that we can use Mr. Meeseeks on. Our DPS is still really bad. But, I mean, it was average at the start of the run. It's really bad for where we're at in the run now. But it's been ameliorated a little bit by the existence of Blue Baby's only friend, which has actually been super helpful. I need to go to dictionary.com. Ameliorate, is that the right word? It's to alleviate pain, or am I just thinking of alleviate? Or am I just thinking of alleviate? Ameliorates. Definition. To make something bad or unsatisfactory better. Look at that. Thank you, Chronicles of Narnia. Why wouldn't we take Luckfoot? That's a good point. So, no boss rush, but a good run nonetheless. Anyway, it's a Monday today. It's a good day. Got an action-packed week of gameplay coming for you. I'm having a great moment right now because Kate's cooking bacon in the other room. She's using it as an upgrade for her lunches. And don't get me wrong, I love bacon, and not just in the narwhal bacons at midnight sort of, you know, the AE sort of way. It's a delicious food, but its smell is like otherworldly in terms of how good it is. What is a food? Do you think there's an answer? What's the food that smells? I gotta level with you. I love this run with Mr. Meeseeks. I'm not swapping. What do you think is the food that smells the most better than it tastes? Bacon's got to be up there, even though I think bacon as an edible product is like you know, an 8 out of 10. As a smell, it's a 15. Thereby rendering the rest of the scale completely useless. Hold on, I gotta raise my chair a little bit. Wrists are getting a little sore. I know. I know. I can tell you the alternative. There are a lot of foods that smell bad but taste pretty good. Fish sauce is one. I mean, I wouldn't eat fish sauce straight, but, you know, when you open up a bottle of fish sauce, it smells like you are, you know, on board a dying pirate ship. When you actually put it in a dish, it's a nice seasoning. We don't need the keys. Come on, be reasonable. That's an example of a food that smells a lot worse than it actually tastes. I'm trying to think of what else might even fit into this category. I'll tell you that the smell of a cooking turkey is a lot better than the taste of a turkey usually. I've had some. I'm a turkey defender. Ah, you son of a gun. I like turkey more than most people, and I even take it a step further. When people are like, turkey's always dry, I'm like, I'm sorry to tell you this. Your mom, your dad, whoever's making that turkey, they're not doing it right. Yeah, it's easy to make it dry because you're cooking it in the oven for 8 hours. You know, you gotta brine that son of a gun. But the smell of like a house preparing a Thanksgiving feast is better than the Thanksgiving feast. There's little that compares. You know, I don't know, like a fresh baked loaf of bread. It's up there. What are you? Oh, dude, another great item. Right. Probably don't do that then. Smell of a fresh baked loaf of bread is up there. I'm trying to think of what else is even in the same capacity. It's a question that, honestly, I should have saved for the NLSS, because, you know, the NLSS, you have more people to kind of bounce things off of. We might actually be able to come up with a good answer here. I would also, like, you're going to think that maybe I've lost my mind. One of the most appetizing smells to me on planet Earth, without a joke at all, is when you walk by a McDonald's and just smell their old fryer oil. There's like 2 fast food smells that are just delicious for whatever reason in my nasal passages. One of them is Subway fresh baked bread, even though I haven't eaten at a Subway in like 3 years. Yo, that's pretty big. The other one is like McDonald's fryer oil. Something about it's like, yeah, this cooked 1,000 chicken McNuggets. It's like a respectful smell. When I smell it, I'm like, man, that oil, you did a great job. Take a much needed break, dude. Okay, please. Thank you. Very nice. Honestly, immediately invest in trying to get this as well. It's our first 2 DPS upgrades. Ah, you son of a gun. Okay, I'm moving on. At least we got one of them. We also got 2 guppy items there. This whole run up to this point has been like future potential that hasn't quite manifested itself yet, but it's so close to popping. We're also going to get a guaranteed deal with the devil on the next floor. We missed an 80% chance on the last one. I think we're probably getting pretty close to the point where we can just defeat pretty much anything we want to defeat by just placing a bomb down and hanging out in the corner of safety. Hansas. Okay, hermit me out of here. Mr. Meeseeks, I got a level with you. Looks like a lot of garbage there. Not garbage, but with chaos, we should look for something a little bit more interesting, in my opinion. Yes, like that, for example. Beauty. As a result, we now have Guppy, and not only have our Guppy items now manifested value, but we got Hive Mind way earlier on. So, as you might expect, I'm over the moon about, you know, where we stand at the present moment. What a wonderful situation we find ourselves in. Dude, I also have to... This is an anecdote, and it's kind of an inert anecdote. Like, not that much happened in this story, but I wanted to point it out as a sign of hopefulness about old age, I suppose. But also on top of that, like, it's just an incredible story for me, despite its mundanity. Sure, we'll try a Little Horn. With our sad bombs, could be interesting. Kate and I went to like a trendy, not expensive, but trendy Mexican restaurant this weekend. You know, it's the kind of place where if you live in the American Midwest, you're going to turn up your nose because they had, like, you know, cauliflower tacos, you know, but they also had, you know, carnitas, adobo, mole, etc., etc. I guess adobo is more a Philippine cuisine, but you get the idea. Oh, dude, give me algaes, give me Perthra. Let's get out of here. I would describe neither Kate nor myself as being big eaters, you know? I might qualify as a large snacker, but not really a big eater. Like, when it comes to meals, I can eat a lot, but I don't usually. So, you know, I had 3 tacos. Kate had a burrito bowl. He ate it. It was really good. That's not the point of the story. Soon after we sat down, right next to us sat an older couple in their, I would say, like, late 60s. So they were not, you know, they're no spring chickens, you know what I mean? They ordered a burrito each, and these are, like, big honking burritos. They were in great shape, by the way. Not just for their age, like, great shape as human beings, but also, like, they were robust, let's put it that way. They ordered a burrito each, and then also, like, an appetizer, some ceviche and, like, chips and guac. I swear to you, it blew my mind. When I first saw it, I was like, you guys are not gonna eat all that. You're old. I've been rendered unageist as a result of this. Both the older gentleman and his female counterpart ate both of their burritos in, like, I don't know, under 8 or 9 bites. Went back for the ceviche, went back for the chips and guac, ate it all. I was stunned. I feel like, first off, you gotta put my, I told you it was a mundane story, okay? But this is a place is exclusively inhabited by 25 to 35-year-old hipsters, such as myself. You know, guys with beards, wearing plaid shirts and, like, boat shoes, you know? That was the dominant demographic of this restaurant. These 2 very, very, you know, normal-looking senior citizens come in and just, like, go Joey Chestnut on a couple of burritos. It sort of blew me away, to be honest. This is an uplifting story of... Well, it's not really an uplifting story. But, you know, it's surprising is what I expected them to come in and all of the kale salad. Nah, they went absolutely off. When I saw it, I was like, that's what I want to be when I'm in my 60s. I want to be eating those burritos. I want to be getting the ceviche. I could have gotten... honestly, I could have eaten the ceviche, but I decided against it. I'm glad I did, because I had a big meal later that night. But suffice to say, I found a new idol this weekend. Well, a couple of new idols, let's be honest. What American Idol winner do you think would win in hand-to-hand combat? Clay Aiken, joke's on you, not an American Idol winner. He came in second. I watched that whole season live. Ruben Studdard, now you're talking. He's got a chance. Kelly Clarkson, probably one of the more famous. I don't know if she's the most famous, because I don't know. Did Carrie Underwood win American Idol? Either way. You know, if she were able to use all the financial resources and connections she has in the industry at her disposal, I would probably put my money on her. But if it's just raw physical strength, I don't know, man. The real reason I don't know is because I can only name, like, 3 American Idol winners. So, you know, kind of like, you know, I marooned myself on a bit from whence there is no return. Why is that? And I'm, you know, spare me the super cynical people are sheep answer, okay? Why is that sort of show insanely popular all over the world? It's not that I don't get the appeal. I just kind of, you know, I thought that American Idol and those talent shows in general were kind of like a trend that would crest at some point. For whatever reason, that appears to have not been the case, and I feel naive. Maybe it's just good old-fashioned entertainment. But, forget Hagalaz, dude. We want this. You know, like, Kate watches some Korean TV and is insanely popular. Like, talent shows or variety entertainment programs are absurdly popular in Korea as well. I feel like, you know, if I go to like a Vietnamese restaurant, it's like the same thing. There will be like Vietnam Idol on TV or like The Voice Vietnam. Is it not the same show? Did American Idol fall out of favor due to this like Coke Pepsi situation? I thought The Voice was the same show, but maybe I'm unaware. I'm not trying to say I'm better than The Voice or something like that, but you know, the reason I watched those shows predominantly was to see people who sang badly get yelled at. And the irony, of course, being that now that Twitch Sings is out, that's pretty much how I live my life on stream. Being the person who sings badly. Dude, they should make an American Idol on Twitch now, like Twitch Idol. Now that Twitch Sings exists. I could be the next William Hung. I don't even want to. I went down a lot of rabbit holes after I said William Hung. His name is Will Hung? Anyway, you get the idea. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It was a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya!